and computer-related fraud. Fairfax County Police say victims have lost about $60,000. They say Mohammed targeted players through the Alexandria Soccer Association, which employed him. Police say last December, Mohammed advertised a soccer camp in Italy and collected money from victims in exchange for the promise of travel and camp arrangements. He's been freed while he awaits a preliminary hearing in Fairfax County Court in September. Dick Iuliano, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Captain Jesse Sully Sullenberger, the hero pilot who safely landed US Airways Flight 1549 on the Hudson River back in 2009, dubbed the Miracle on the Hudson, reveals he's living with early-stage Alzheimer's disease.
Captain Sully says it's in the early stage, receiving his diagnosis last August. He tells people, quote, "For now, this means a name may not come easily to me. I forget a story I have recently told, or I don't sleep as well." His wife, Lori, tells people, just as he was the same steady person before and after Flight 1549, he is the same steady person now, before and after this diagnosis. Monica DeLuca, Fox News.
Checking your money. Stocks end the day up after a better-than-expected inflation report.
Stocks ending higher following a cooler-than-expected consumer inflation report. The Dow winners, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, and NVIDIA. The Dow decliners, IBM, Microsoft, and Amgen. The Dow rising 10 points. The Nasdaq higher by 234. S&P 500 up 28. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
Traffic and weather next. Then Mark Levin on News Talk 105.9 WMA.
If you've spent decades saving for retirement, you deserve to keep what you've earned. But most retirees discovered too late that their 401k and IRA come with a hidden tax bill, required distributions, Social Security taxation, and Medicare surcharges that quietly erode their income. The good news? There's a smarter way. Visit taxessaved.com for your complimentary tax saving review and learn how to protect the retirement you've worked so hard to build. Taxessaved.com. Keep more, live more, leave more.
Attention men. It's time to make a bedroom the best room in the house. True Vitality Medical Center eliminates erectile dysfunction and PE for thousands of men, even when Viagra and Cialis have failed. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Age doesn't matter. Medical history doesn't matter. 98% of patients experience instant results right in the office.
In just one visit, True Vitality Medical Center has men lasting longer, performing better, and enjoying the best sex of their lives. Right now, your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone check free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. To end your frustration in the bedroom, call now. 703-637-1222.
Hey! Here's Michelle Murray in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
In Hightstown, there is still a vehicle fire cleanup to watch out for on southbound 270 at 109, blocking the right lane. Traffic is jammed from Route 80. Northbound side still happening from Old Georgetown Road to Falls Road. And between 370 and Middlebrook Road, the delays continue from Father Hurley Boulevard heading towards 109. Earlier incidents on the VW Parkway. On the VW Parkway southbound before 410, there is still crash activity reported, so watch for delays from NASA Goddard. Northbound side is heavy from 410 heading towards the Beltway. And there is still an accident on the inner loop of the Beltway at Pennsylvania Avenue, blocking the left lane. The traffic is jammed from Landover Road. Now from GarageRepair.com, here's the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Night mainly clear back to about 75, 60s in the surrounding areas. Wednesday and Thursday, near 100 index values, near 105. For the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging on WMAL.
Right now, 90 degrees in Rockville under mostly sunny skies. We've got sunshine in Fairfax, 89 degrees, 90 degrees at Reagan National. I'm Barbara Britt on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
He's here. Now broadcasting from the underground command post, deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
them here, our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. Well, the infiltration of America by Islamists and jihadis is really in full force, and I just don't see anything happening to fight this. I hear a lot of talk. I'm not seeing a lot of action. If the Democrats take the House, you will see no action whatsoever. And these people are getting a foothold in our country in a big way. You look at Mamdani's father and mother, communist Islamists from Uganda. His mother, a documentarian funded by Qatar. The father, a Columbia University tenured faculty member where he pushes his radical Marxism and Islamism. And now we find out that the candidate for the Democrat nomination for the Senate in Michigan, his father, I should say father-in-law, is a top donor to his PAC, is among the top leaders of the Muslim Brotherhood linked to terror funding in our country. I mean, this isn't even under the covers anymore. Thank you, Washington Free Beacon, one of the great sites out there. Abdul al-Saeed's father-in-law, this is the guy running for the Democrat nomination for the United States Senate. A top donor to al-Saeed's super PAC is among top leaders of the Muslim Brotherhood organization. You understand, the Muslim Brotherhood comes out of Egypt. It's responsible for the assassination of Anwar Sadat. It's responsible for breeding Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Hamas, Islamic Jihad. It is the mothership. And that mothership is funded by Qatar. That mothership is funded by our friends in Turkey, who we're going to give F-35s to unless Congress stops it. Oh, you want to hear the story? Abdul al-Saeed's father-in-law, the guy running for the Senate nomination for the Democrats, a top donor to a super PAC supporting the left-wing Michigan Senate hopeful, is among the top leaders of an Islamic organization identified by the federal government as a public-facing group for the Muslim Brotherhood, a Washington Free Beacon review found. And I'm going to salute the Free Beacon. They're fantastic. As part of his role with the Islamic Society of North America, ISNA, which the federal government linked to the financing of Hamas, Tayyib Yakaku, that's right, contributes at least $5,000 to the organization annually. Chukaku has served on the 20-member founding committee of the ISNA since at least 2007, according to the organization's magazine, Islamic Horizons. He's been a member of the group, quote, for a long time. Cannot recall when I joined, according to Zukaku's online biography. Federal prosecutors identified the organization as an unindicted co-conspirator in a landmark 2007 terrorist financing case, USA versus Holy Land Foundation, which culminated in the conviction of the foundation's founders for funneling $12 million to Hamas. They also identified the ISNA, the INSA, again, the Islamic Society of North America, as one of 8 entities, quote, who are and or were members of the U.S. Muslim Brotherhood, the mothership. So now this candidate in Michigan is tied to these terror front groups. And they're more than front groups, they're terror organizations. The Holy Land Foundation trial back in 2007. Lorenzo Vedino, the director of the program on extremism at George Washington University, said ISNA, quote, was historically, no question, an organization created by the Muslim Brotherhood and fellow travelers from the Indian subcontinent is basically the Islamist organization in America. He noted that Tayyib was involved with the group when they were putting out some really nasty stuff. This is the father-in-law for the candidate who wants to be the Democrat nominee for the Senate in Michigan. To be on the founding committee, this is the elders of the organization, Vedino told the Free Beacon. Jukaku also served as president, ready for this, of the Council on American Islamic Relations, CARE, who I've told you for decades is a Hamas front group. Their Michigan chapter from 2005 to 2010, according to the group's IRS disclosures. CARE was also named as an unindicted co-conspirator in the Holy Land Foundation trial and included on a list of groups who were members of the U.S. Muslim Brotherhood's Palestine Committee and or its organization. It's a similar but separate distinction from the ISNA's Muslim Brotherhood affiliation. Vedino said it was unsurprising that Tayyib is also involved with CARE. Said this is kind of a pattern, he told the Free Beacon. To some degree, it's a good old boys network. And so if you're on the board committee in ISNA, chances are you belong to your local CARE chapter. Chances are you sit on the board of another charity that is part of the network. That's how it works. How many more jihadis are we going to send to Congress? I asked the Democrat Party. If you're a Democrat union member, if you're a Democrat blue-collar worker, if you're a Democrat cop or firefighter, if you're a Democrat assembly line worker or a trucker, how can you put up with this? How can you put up with this? Federal prosecutors first charged the Holy Land Foundation, once the largest Muslim charity in the United States, with money laundering and providing material support to terrorist organizations in 2024. The government said the foundation was created for the purpose, I'm quoting, providing financial and material support to Hamas. And of course, they funnel more than $12 million to the terror group to affiliated committees and organizations. So both the ISNA and CARE, these Muslim groups, were named as unindicted co-conspirators, and though they challenged the label, a federal judge ruled in July 2029 that Jukaku served both the ISNA's founding committee and as president of CARE Michigan, that the Department of Justice had provided, quote, ample evidence, unquote, linking them to Hamas. The Holy Land Foundation raised money for Hamas, for example, using a joint bank account with the ISNA, which deposited checks into the account. They were often made payable to the Palestinian Mujahideen, the original name of the Hamas military wing. Lots of names, but the same goal. The ruling also cited a 1991 memo from the Shura Council of the Muslim Brotherhood, an international Sunni Islamist group that has spawned numerous armed jihadist organizations, including Hamas, that described ISNA as a member group. The council stated in the memo that its work in the United States was, quote, a kind of grand jihad in eliminating and destroying the Western civilization from within and sabotaging its miserable house by their hands and the hands of the believers, so that it is eliminated and God's religion is made victorious over all other religions. This is in the United States of America. These councils, these brotherhoods, these international organizations are right here in our country with these terrorist-supporting jihadis. And they are free to operate. They're on the move. They're bringing other people into our country. And our politicians aren't doing crap. The trial did not push Jakuki to distance himself from the ISNA or CARE in 2010. He was photographed alongside CARE Executive Director Nihad Awad, who said he was happy to see Hamas break the siege on October 7, 2023 at CARE Michigan annual banquet. Jukaku is also a top donor to a super PAC supporting Al Sayed's candidacy, the Fighting for Michigan PAC. He's given the PAC $200,000, nearly half of the nearly $500,000 it has raised as of March 31. It's been obvious since the 1970s that the Muslim Students Association and ISNA have been strongly tied to extreme fringes of the Democrat Party, said Andrew McCarthy, a former federal prosecutor who led the prosecution of the blind sheik. As his father-in-law pours money into broader campaign efforts, Al-Sayed is campaigning on pushing money out of politics, a slogan featured on yard signs supporting his campaign. He has singled out spending from pro-Israel groups like the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, AIPAC, which he accused of working to buy off the government to make sure that our money is sent abroad to kill other people. Simultaneously, the Fighting for Michigan PAC, armed with generous contributions from Chukaku, is spending big to help Al-Sayed secure the Democratic nomination over his primary opponent, Congresswoman Haley Stevens. So is the American Priorities PAC. Well, what's that? It's a newly created anti-Israel group that aims to counter AIPAC spending and has vowed to do whatever it takes to help Sayed get the nomination. Stevens took aim at the contradiction during last week's primary debate. She said he's great at covering up that his father-in-law is running his PAC that's spending millions of dollars for him. Abdul, you talk about getting money out of politics and putting money in people's pockets, but who's putting money in your pocket? What are you hiding? Al-Sayed's campaign did not respond to requests for comment. ISNA and Tayyib did not respond to requests for comment. Tayyib is a kidney doctor born in India, went to medical school there before undergoing his medical training in the United States. How the hell did he get here? And why isn't he kicked out? You said that he and his family spent the formative years of our lives as Muslims working the ISNA, which is this radical jihadi group. Al-Sayed appears to share his father-in-law's sympathies for Islamist figures and organizations. He has rallied alongside Palestinian terror sympathizers on the left, most notably the anti-American streamer Hassan Piker, who has said America deserved 9/11. One of his former campaign staffers, Dearborn, Michigan native Maureen Atta, was indicted in June for allegedly engaging in a coordinated campaign to threaten Jewish officials, businesses, and groups at the University of Michigan. Al-Sayed himself has been hesitant to criticize terrorists, but a concern that doing so could alienate left-wing voters. In March, he privately told staffers that he wanted to avoid discussing slain Iranian leader Ali Khamenei, because many of his potential supporters were sad about Khamenei's death, as the Free Beacon reported. I also want to remind you guys, he said, there's a lot of people in Dearborn who are sad today, referencing heavily Democratic city that boasts the largest Muslim population per capita in America. So, I just don't want to comment on Khamenei at all. I don't think it's worth even touching that. God forbid if this guy becomes a United States Senator. You understand the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia is a jihadi. You understand that there are now new members of the House who are going to be jihadis and Marxists. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. How these people get into our country, they secrete themselves into our system, they get nominated by the Democrat Party. By the way, the Republicans aren't nominating anybody like this. In fact, Zuhdi Jasser is the anti-jihadi, the anti-Islamist. He barely gets any attention from Republicans. He barely gets any support. He should. This is what's going on in your country, America. Mayor of New York City, the mayor of Paterson, New Jersey, the mayor of Dearborn, Michigan, and other mayors. Members of the House of Representatives now, soon to be more. Now a man who wants to be senator. I'll be right back.
Mark Lopin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when I have life insurance? Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Pay testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? A man age 50, non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for as little as $110 per month, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. Call Term Busters for a quote, 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Sample rate for preferred non-tobacco rate class. Exam required to qualify. For details, call 1-800-908-7636. Paid for by Robert Livinger, Insurance Agent.
The accident on the inner loop of the Beltway at Pennsylvania Avenue, clear for the roadway, but traffic is still jammed from Landover Road. And the ramp from Pennsylvania Avenue northbound to the inner loop has been reopened. Everything has been cleared from that area. Now, you will find delays on the outer loop between St. Barnabas Road and Pennsylvania Avenue, and it is still slow on the outer loop headed from the Springfield interchange to the Wilson Bridge. Inner loop is heavy through McLean and toward Bethesda and College Park. In the district and southeast, watch out for an accident on Southern Avenue between Branch Avenue and Pennsylvania Avenue. Earlier vehicle fire on 270 southbound at 109 cleared, and all lanes have been reopened. Now from GarageRepair.com, here's the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Mostly clear tonight, low 75 in town, low 60s outside the Beltway. Tomorrow, sunny and hot, near 100 degrees.
You've served your country. Now let Jefferson Community College serve you. Jefferson proudly supports active duty military, veterans, and military family members with degree and certificate programs designed for your next mission. Career success. We offer MyCAA eligible classes and dedicated advisors who specialize in helping you navigate college assistance and VA benefits every step of the way. Your experience matters, your goals matter, and your future matters. Learn more at SUNYJefferson.edu.
Imagine having complete clarity about your health, not just test results, but a clear plan built around you. Today, body scans and lab tests are easy to access, but true peace of mind comes from understanding what they mean and what to do next. At Princeton Longevity Center, we go beyond testing to deliver clarity, strategy, and physician-led care designed to help protect and extend your life. Our patients work directly with board-certified physicians specializing in preventive and longevity medicine. Not algorithms, not generic reports, but real doctors who understand your history, your risks, and your goals. Yes, we use advanced imaging and comprehensive diagnostics, but what truly matters is what comes next. We interpret the results, connect the dots, and deliver a physician-led personalized plan you can act on with confidence. Because information alone doesn't change outcomes. At Princeton Longevity Center, your care doesn't end with a test. It begins there. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. That's 888-8000-PLC.
Now when you play Powerball, add Double Play for only $1 more. Your numbers will be entered into the Double Play drawing for a chance to win up to $10 million. Double the play for just $1 more. If only everything good could be doubled. Double vacation days. Double desserts. Double your favorite dog dolly. Double your play with Powerball Double Play for just $1 more.
Try it today. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-OPEN-Y or text OPEN-Y.
Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with our limited edition O'Reilly Brake Parts Cleaner while supplies last at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get 2 cans for $8. Our professional parts people can recommend all the parts and supplies you need for your brake job. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Not planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
It's Vince. I love cars, and I love PCU Fast in Chantilly. Right now, they've got a great deal on powder coating your car's wheels. Get all 4 wheels powder coated for just $850, including mount and balance. Terms apply. Powder coating your wheels by PCU Fast doesn't just look great. It's tougher than paint, resists chips, brake dust, and corrosion, and it keeps your wheels looking new longer. Visit PCUfast.com or call 703-705-9220. That's 703-705-9220.
WMAL, making sense of the roads, because traffic doesn't always follow the pattern. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Bang the pots and pans here. I'm sounding the alarm as much as I know how. Hopefully there's people listening out there who are elected to office. I don't know how much more I can keep raising the bar here because it's very, very frightening what's taking place in this country. And as I've said to you before, many times before, they're taking advantage of our liberty. They're taking advantage of our constitutional system. They're taking advantage of our immigration system, our due process system. They're taking advantage of all these left-wing judges that we have. And they're exploiting us. And they are conquering us, town by town. And they're listening to me now, and they're smiling ear to ear. Because they know I know. And they know I play their clips. So it's abundantly clear that it's not just Mark speaking. Our country's being conquered. You can only move so much to red states. It's happening in red states. Look at Texas. Republican governor, Republican statewide office holders there. You got Republican legislature. What the hell are they doing? I don't know. They don't know. Whatever they're doing, it's not enough. Philadelphia, where I was born, cradle of liberty. You wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know. It looks like Mogadishu there. I'll be right back.
Let's be honest, the math just isn't mathing between the grocery store and those skyrocketing insurance premiums. Even with a steady job, more families are being forced to rely on high-interest credit cards to cover expenses. If you're a homeowner carrying balances with interest rates in the 20s or even 30s, it's time to get some relief. Right now, mortgage rates are at a 3-year low, and American Financing is helping homeowners pay off that high-interest debt by using their home's equity. Their salary-based mortgage consultants build exit strategies from debt. They're saving their customers an average of $800 a month. Plus, if you start today, you may even delay the next 2 mortgage payments. There are no upfront fees or obligations to find out how much you can save. America's home for home loans is American Financing. American Financing, 888-994-7660. That's 888-994-7660. Or AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
WNAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 6:30. I'm Barbara Britt. A 78-year-old pilot is dead after a single-engine plane crash in Fredericksburg around 11:30 this morning. No one else was hurt in the crash near Shannon Airport. Today at the White House, President Trump welcomed Iraq's new prime minister, pledging to pull back U.S. troops in Iraq, even as the U.S. and Iran trade escalating airstrikes. Inflation cooled more than expected last month with falling gas costs, though that could be short-lived with the ongoing Iran conflict. While newly installed Fed Chair Kevin Warsh today testified the Fed has no tolerance for high inflation, but did not indicate any next steps. The House voted today to pass a measure to keep daylight saving time year-round across the country. Supporters say it'll spare Americans from the twice-yearly changing of the clocks. Traffic and weather
Now when you play Powerball, at Double Play for only $1 more, your numbers will be entered into the Double Play drawing for a chance to win up to $10 million. Double the play for just $1 more. If only everything good could be doubled. Double vacation days. Double desserts. Double your favorite dog. Double your play with Powerball Double Play for just $1 more.
Try it today. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Please play responsibly. Call 1-877-8-OPEN-WIDE.
Are gas prices getting you down? At Wait Toyota in Watertown, you'll find the next evolution of EVs that are built for the future and redefine what it means to drive electric. With more range and acceleration, more technology and comfort, and intelligent all-wheel drive, you can electrify your everyday. Get 1.99% APR for up to 72 months, plus up to $2,000 in rebates on the 2026 Prius plug-in or all-new CHR this month at Way Toyota on Route 11 in Watertown. Let's go places.
You've served your country. Now let Jefferson Community College serve you. Jefferson proudly supports active duty military, veterans, and military family members with degree and certificate programs designed for your next mission, career success. We offer MyCAA eligible classes and dedicated advisors who specialize in helping you navigate college assistance and VA benefits every step of the way. Your experience matters, your goals matter, and your future matters. Learn more at sunyjefferson.edu.
If you want to build a garden of your dreams, listen to Great Gardens Radio. Your host, Steve and Rick, have moved to 10 a.m. every Saturday on WMAL. This week, learn how to solve some of the difficult problems in lawn care and plant care that are in many of the yards in our area. Learn how to be a great gardener and learn how to save a lot of money at the same time by doing everything right and doing it the first time. Great Gardens Radio, every Saturday, 10 a.m. on WMAL.
Is your patio, sidewalk, or driveway cracked or uneven? Have you tripped or fallen as a result? If you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Construction Specialties can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Construction Specialties has an economic solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. They're environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Construction Specialties now for your free estimate at 240-6655665. That's 240-6655665. Again, 240-6655665. Licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, MHIC 140530.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Nobody says it better than Mark Levin. I'll go with what Mark Levin says. Nobody can say it better. Call in now. 877-381-3811.
I hate this side media, but here we are. Sean James. Remember this guy, Jack Smith? The loathsome rogue prosecutor? He's a dirty prosecutor. This guy abused his office. He did things that no prosecutor would do if they were worth their salt. GOP lawmakers fume after revelation that Jack Smith covertly read texts from Trump administration and dozens of lawmakers. A blatant abuse of power. This is breaking now. Republican lawmakers skewered Jack Smith after it was revealed the former special counsel read text messages from dozens of Congress members and officials from President Donald Trump's first administration, contradicting testimony he gave last year. Well, they ought to bring him up on perjury, and they ought to charge him and throw his fat ass in prison. Senator Chuck Grassley and Senator Ron Johnson published the documents on Tuesday after receiving them from the Justice Department. The files showed Smith read messages from 44 lawmakers, including Grassley, Tom Cotton, Senator Susan Collins, on the GOP side, and a number of Trump officials between October 2020 and December 2021, the day Trump's first term ended. You want to talk about these police state tactics they dump all over Trump about retribution? Retribution for what? It's retribution against what these people have done. Smith also read messages from Democratic politicians like Cory Booker and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. But it was mostly Republicans, of course. Trump officials who were caught up in the message reading operation include Stephen Miller, Rudy Giuliani, Kellyanne Conway, Peter Navarro, the president's daughter, Ivanka Trump, former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, and ex-Vice President Mike Pence. The release of the files comes after Smith answered no. He said no when asked during a congressional deposition in December if he had looked at the, quote, content of text messages, unquote, during his Trump investigations. He said no. He's a liar. Senator Rand Paul accused Smith of lying in his testimony on Tuesday. Paul posted video of Smith's answer and said the files confirm he spied on lawmakers, including himself. He said this is blatant abuse of power and exactly what our founders warned about. And in this instance, Rand Paul is correct. And Grassley ripped Jack Smith for it as well. He said, Jack Smith's criminal investigation of President Trump was a runaway train that had no brakes, Grassley said in a statement. Based on the information that's been produced to me and Senator Johnson, Biden DOJ and FBI investigators apparently ignored their own routine investigative protocols to obtain and review work-related messages from me and dozens of my Republican and Democrat colleagues who were outside the scope of the government's investigation. The New York Post reported Grassley's office previously disclosed subpoenas of 430 Republican individuals and groups for various records, in addition to phone logs from more than a dozen Republicans, as part of what the Iowa Republican claimed was a fishing expedition on Smith's part. You understand, the Biden regime and the Department of Justice let loose this guy. He was getting phone records and communications. He was getting texts and emails. It's unbelievable. In the name, of course, of fighting the politicization of politics. The special counsel's office had established a so-called filter team, quote unquote, to ensure they weren't accessing privileged documents or violating officials' constitutional rights. Yeah, right. When reviewing messages that have been sought from the National Archives and Records Administration. Senator Johnson, in his own statement, said the files showed yet another grotesque example of ex-President Joe Biden's weaponization of the Department of Justice. Now, what are they going to do about it? They're in the majority in the Senate. Now, what are they going to do about it? He added, Jack Smith's team acted with impunity as they disregarded their own protocols to obtain and access White House text messages, including messages to and from 44 members of Congress. At this point, no one should be shocked by Jack Smith's recklessness and blatant abuse of power, but they should be outraged. Okay, I'm outraged. Now, what are you going to do about it? Here's what you ought to do about it. You ought to pull together a strong letter with evidence in it, not only of what he did, but what he said under oath, what he said in depositions. Bring it to the attention of the Criminal Division, Public Integrity Section of the Department of Justice, and demand a criminal investigation. No Democrat lawmakers criticized Smith over the documents, of course. Of course. Because they weren't actually the target, were they? You know, until people are brought before grand juries and indicted and prosecuted, this stuff's not going to stop. This is the second issue we're talking about tonight. You have terrorists coming into our country who are involved in our campaigns, who are donating money to candidates, some of whom are getting elected to Congress. What the hell's going on? Then you have this going on with this guy, Jack Smith. People ought to be outraged. They ought to be outraged. What is he, a commentator? These senators need to do something about it.
It's not showing up.
But alas, here we sit. Doesn't sound like they're going to do anything to me. It's just so preposterous. Just so outrageous that they can't get their act together to even defend themselves, let alone the Constitution and the Republic, by the way. They just can't seem to get it done. I don't know why. Do you? A little bit of good news on the consumer and economics front. Matter of fact, it's big good news. From our friends at Breitbart, inflation was crushed. Consumer prices fall sharply in June, much better than expected. Biggest decline in 6 years. Biggest decline since 2020, and there's crickets. because the economy is the number one issue to people who are voting, apparently. And this is great news. And so they basically smother it with a pillow. Oh, they'll mention it, but that's about it. Consumer prices fell sharply in June, thanks to relief at the gas pump and a broad decline in inflation. Consumer price index fell 0.4% last month compared with May. The Department of Labor said today this is the largest decline since 2020. Compared with a year ago, prices are 3.5% higher, so it's minimal. Economists had forecast a 0.1% monthly decline, while they were only off by a factor of 3. After May's sharp 0.5% increase, the inflation index was expected to decline 3.8% from a year earlier. A slowdown in annual inflation from May's 4.2%. Folks, inflation is under control right now. Not due to the Fed, due to the Trump administration, fiscal policy. Fiscal policy. Core prices, a measure that excludes food and energy, were flat compared with the prior month. That's the best inflation reading since January 2021. For the year, core prices are up 2.6%, de minimis. Based on the rounded monthly figures, headline consumer price index rose at roughly 2.8%, annualized rate over the past 3 months, and so forth. Energy prices fell 5.7% in June, to rising 3.9% in May, and obviously that was due to Iran. Gasoline prices fell almost 10%. Grocery prices rose 0.2%, de minimis. For the month, up 2.7% since the beginning of the year. Dining out prices also rose only 0.2%. So the economy is actually doing quite well in terms of costs, in terms of expenses. The much better than expected inflation report likely takes a rate hike off the table this summer. Markets have been pricing in a significant chance the Fed would increase interest rates. At its meeting later this month, several Fed officials indicated that a hot inflation report might be enough to justify a hike, but there is no inflation. I mean, it's so small that they would consider it a non-factor. Non-factor. The extremely low inflation in core goods suggests that President Trump's tariffs have not raised prices for consumers, upending the widespread criticism from many economists. Democrats have called tariffs a national sales tax during the 2020. Democrats are economic illiterates. They're worried about tariffs, right? Here you got this bastard in New York City who wants to redistribute wealth, who wants to destroy billionaires and millionaires. I mean, they're worried about tariffs. Look at this guy. He's a maniac. Absolute maniac. But we're worried about tariffs. So you should be feeling a little bit better. The fuel prices are down, food prices are steady, some of them declining. Now, many of you live in these dark blue states. New Jersey, Illinois, New York, California, you know where you are. Well, the prices are high, and they're always going to be high. You have high sales taxes, you have high fuel taxes, gasoline taxes. You have shortages of electricity, and so these are all intentional Democrat left-wing policies. So, of course, you're going to have high prices, but when it comes to economic activity, it's doing very, very well. I just love it when these Democrats, these Marxists, go on about affordability. None of their damn cities are affordable. None of their damn states are affordable. I'll be right back.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
In Montgomery County, a portion of Randolph Road is closed between Kent Mill Road and New Hampshire Avenue due to an accident. This is right in the area of Foxbury Lane, so follow police direction there. And in the district, a portion of Southern Avenue is closed between Forest Glade Lane and Pennsylvania Avenue due to an accident right at Cleveland Road. So again, follow police direction there. Earlier accident on the outer loop, the Leesburg Pike moved to the right shoulder with traffic still heavy from the Dulles Toll Road. And the accident on the inner loop of Pennsylvania Avenue clear, but you'll still find some slowing from Landover Road. Also delays on the inner loop from the Toll Road heading towards the spur and some delays through Bethesda. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, use the WML Weather Channel forecast.
Mostly clear tonight, low 75 in town, low 60s outside the Beltway. Tomorrow, sunny and hot, near 100 degrees.
Now when you play Powerball, add Double Play for only $1 more. Your numbers will be entered into the Double Play drawing for a chance to win up to $10 million. Double the play for just $1 more. If only everything good could be doubled. Double vacation days. Double desserts. Double your favorite dog dolly. Double your play with Powerball Double Play for just $1 more.
Try it today. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-OPEN-Y or text OPEN-Y.
I am Winter Troxel. We're going to make one of the most difficult financial transitions of your lifetime easy. As we work through the challenges retirees face and how to overcome them, we have one simple goal for the show: live your best life and sleep peacefully every night. Give my team a call, 301-850-0683, and join us this weekend on WMAL.
Investment advisory services are provided by Apollon Wealth Management, LLC, an investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Insurance and annuities offered through MFG Insurance Services, Inc. and its associated insurance licensed agents.
You've served your country. Now let Jefferson Community College serve you. Jefferson proudly supports active duty military, veterans, and military family members with degree and certificate programs designed for your next mission, career success. We offer MyCAA eligible classes and dedicated advisors who specialize in helping you navigate college assistance and VA benefits every step of the way. Your experience matters, your goals matter, and your future matters. Learn more at SUNYJefferson.edu.
They could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning in to Mamadou Bojang of Axiom Value Wealth Management every Sunday morning at 5 for Retire Now DMV. Learn how to navigate your retirement years. Results may vary based on market conditions and individual circumstances. Tune in Sunday mornings at 5 a.m. for Retire Now DMV with Mamadou Bojang of Axiom Value Wealth Management. Advisor services offered through Axiom Value Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance services offered through Axiom Value, LLC.
Are you single and looking? Well, love can find you at a baseball game. There you are rooting for the home team when a beautiful woman asks, "Are you sitting in my seat?" There's been a mix-up. You get moved to a skybox together and you fall madly in love. Or you can call It's Just Lunch. Their dating experts will get you out on some real dates for some real fun, real fast. It's Just Lunch, the smarter way to date. It's JustLunchDC.com or call 202-466-4333.
Now when you play Powerball, add Double Play for only $1 more. Your numbers will be entered into the Double Play drawing for a chance to win up to $10 million. Double the play for just $1 more. If only everything good could be doubled. Double vacation days. Double desserts. Double your favorite dog dolly. Double your play with Powerball Double Play for just $1 more.
Try it today. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-OPEN-Y or text OPEN-Y.
Each week in America, at least one child dies from heat stroke after being left alone in a hot car. These tragedies don't only happen to negligent parents, they happen to loving, responsible moms and dads who are just exhausted, stressed, or simply thrown off by a change in their daily routine. In just minutes, a car's interior can reach deadly temperatures, even on a mild day. But there's something you can do right now to protect your child. Cars for Kids has developed a free safety app with smart reminders designed to make sure you never forget a precious child in the car. It takes 30 seconds to download and could save a life. Take steps to ensure a child is never forgotten in a hot car. Learn more today by visiting carsforkids.org/hotcars. That's KARS, cars with a K, .org/hotcars.
Making sense of your world.
Greatly appreciated.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
I love listening to you.
Making sense of the news.
Rusty's correct. They were up on my panel. Scott came up here. Rusty was up here. She made him leave. She did. She made him leave. I'm the most neutral out here. I'm not part of that clique. Not part of Elderverse. I wasn't one of JC's good friends. My shit is fucking. You guys out there with malware trying to do shit, huh? Trying to zap people offline. It don't work. I don't need to prove anything to you, Paul. You're an idiot. You're fucking European trash. That's right. We have our trash and Europe has their trash and you're fucking European trash, Paul. Beg me to fucking come to your channel so you can moderate. I'll be your moderator, Belly. You fucking tease. You're still teasing me. You first. You're the one making the challenge. I ain't ever fucking. I don't talk to you.
This still makes sense for your long-term goals. That's what they mean by ring.
You're crying about the King Rob and Zenny deal.
With a closer look. Yes,
I don't really see what fucking Zenny seen in him because he's a fucking idiot. I said that right from the get-go on him, the way he fucking behaves. I was going to troll. Oh, you little. I'm big. I caught him red-handed in Wiggins' chat. Hi, German lady. She's right, German lady. Somewhere's there's in one of my broadcasts, Rusty's up on my panel and Scott Canning comes up here, and then I imagine that Rusty can clip it. I don't know. She fucking keeps up on that shit. I don't.
Get your complimentary holdings today. It can be extremely just call 877.
I'm just here to provide content. I mean, look at Paul Beachlife. Right? Him and Patrick Rowe, all of them guys, they talk about me all the time. They can't, right? As soon as I post, just like what Wiggins said, Wiggins thinks he's smart, but he's not. Wiggins a dumb fucker. Yeah. Usually drug addicts like that aren't very smart. He's a dumb motherfucker. So is Alicia. Because Alicia admitted she's addicted to pain pills. That's right. So she drinks on top of taking fucking sedatives. I've seen you stream from your car. You're fucking all whacked out. Fucking head moving back. You're a lush. All 4 kids out of wedlock. The fucking father's an idiot. Now you're with another idiot. Shh.
It's very unique. At first, I heard it was clogged arteries.
You got a problem, Paul? Click on my link. Kind
I wish he took better care of himself. I say you can you can solve that problem, but what happened is actually something that's very hard to detect. It was not related to any blockage. It was a totally different thing. And supposedly, and I've watched all of the medical reports I've had.
Click on my link, Paul. Come up here and talk to me.
And this is something that is
fuck you.
Almost undetectable.
Fucking punk motherfucker.
What happens is not much you can do about it. It sounds unfortunate, but
a German lady, she sets a better example of being a guest over here. I don't go to your country. I tried, but that Amsterdam chat, they fucking timed me out. That one day when the wrenches weren't working, I had fun that day. They couldn't stop me from posting. I fucked them all up that day. Yeah, it was a glitch in the system, whatever they were doing, and you had a chat like that, your wrenches weren't working. I remember that day clear as it was yesterday.
So I don't see a lot of people there. I know there's all sorts of conspiracy theories going along, and I don't think the FBI. I think the FBI is wasting their time if they're doing it.
I agree with him. It's pretty clear what happened. It's very, very unfortunate. And once it kicks in,
I timed you out for 5 minutes, Paul.
Of the main artery.
Let's see if you switch accounts.
There's almost nothing you can do about it. And so
no hassle.
Apparently, and I've read something.
You think you're funny? I don't find you amusing, Paul. I don't. You don't really make me laugh.
There's no way to bring it back. And it's very sad.
I don't know why you hate your
know if
life.
that's
Maybe it's
something
because
that
you're
can be avoided
British.
if you think about
But
it
stop
early.
trying to
The
get me to
president
hate my
also
life in my
mentioned
country.
that maybe
You guys are
the
fucked up in the head. You really are.
symptoms are very unusual, and sometimes they don't even present themselves, but they're very unusual, including back pain.
Why are you
So if
guys
you have an
asking
unusual
about me
amount of back
streaming
pain
from
or
that other
something of
channel?
sort, it's worth checking it out.
Why?
If you have heart disease that runs in your family, I get this lecture all the time because I have terrible heart
I
disease.
circumvent the
With heart
fucking
disease,
system. What do you want?
you got to stay on top of these things. And I'm told over and over and over again.
It ain't
I
no
have to
big
do
deal.
more, although I'm not sure what else. to
I'm
do,
right here.
you know? Eat better.
I'm gaining
exercise,
subscribers
folks,
on
stuff
this.
like that.
Yeah, they're subscribing.
All right, we'll be right
I'm getting
back.
subscribers. And I'm not asking for them. And I don't buy subscribers. And you guys are here. Paul is here. Fucking Wiggin watches me. He cried again last night. Huh? Here, I'll turn this down. Yeah. How about it, hey girl? How about you and Rusty come up here? This would be neutral ground. Because I wasn't there, other than being in the chat and watching what you guys talk about. Now, the only thing I'm privy to is what happened in JC's chat and what happened in Vegas chat and in Fox 46 and that. I didn't go to the Everett chat. And I haven't been hanging out in White House chat. When they first opened up, I went there, and then it got bad because it's just a bunch of CNN people who hate Trump. That's all there is to it. And that's fucking romper room bullshit. How about it, Todd Heiser? How about you? I can drop a lot of fucking names. Motherfuckers. Meanwhile, we got people like we fucking trashing our military, trashing his peers, trashing somebody they want to. They might think the Navy or the Army or something like that would be a good place to go and have a job. And in Patrick, New York, people like that want to trash you. You're not funny. You don't even run a chat, Patrick. You're fucking. It's like Rusty says. You're a lowly side chatter. Are you smart enough to fucking run a panel, or you just don't dare? Why don't you open a panel and compete with me, Patrick, New York? Huh? Get your friends together, open a panel, and we'll compete. And fucking let the chips fall where they may. You're not going to discourage me. If I want to go live, I'm going to fucking do it. You're a fucking bunch of goddamn pussies. I'm the only one who went up on Rusty's panel. And she's not sitting there for me to come up there. And so on, we hear ask each other back and forth a little bit, whatever. Yeah. She thinks I shouldn't say some of the things I say. And, but I don't know. She gives me fucking courtesy of thinking the same way with her. But then again, I really don't care. It's true. She was up here on my panel, and Scott came up here. And then all of a sudden, hey, girl, fucking, she's got the clip. If I would have wrote it down, made note of it, I could probably bring it up. I ain't going to bother. I'm just reciting from memory. That's what I like to do. I don't lie. Sorry, Wiggin. Sorry, Patrick. I'll exclude Logical because he hasn't been fucking spamming with my mother's. He might be Logical as other handles out here. JC's not streaming because Trump was duly elected. Because I'll tell you right now, had Kamala been put in office, we wouldn't hear the last of it from you guys. You guys would be fucking playing grab ass every minute of the day. Wiggin will wait and go live fucking 12 o'clock my time. 3 hours behind me. But then again, I have advantage because, I get up early in the morning like that. He's too tired to fucking type and shit. You want to call me disease face? Do I need to show the picture of Wiggin again with fucking he's got liver spots all over? You want to get that personal, Wiggin? Is that what you want to do? Oh, I got somebody in my backstage with a name I don't recognize. Turn your camera on. I might let you up. You think I'm going to let you up? I'll let you sit there. Go ahead. You can post a comment in my backstage if you want. I don't care. Let's see, is the news back on? Not yet. A couple more minutes.
The FAA says only the pilot was aboard the aircraft. The National Transportation Safety Board is leading the investigation. Dick Leono, WMA.
Is that all you guys have? I'm not letting you up.
Arizona officials are
Hey,
building up a stand
I'm not letting you up.
the Nancy
Period.
Guthrie case.
You can go away.
The Sheriff's Department says fake posts about the search for Nancy
Bye.
Guthrie are using QR codes to ask for money. The department stressing it will never ask.
You know what
for
bothers
money
Wiggin the
related to
most?
this case or
When I
any
end my
investigation.
stream.
The 84-year-old
That's what
mother
bothers him
received
the most.
today
When I
for
fucking
arrest
end this
was
motherfucker.
last seen on January 31st. Kristen Goodman, Fox News.
WMAL traffic and weather now.
Hey.
Higher education is outdated, irrelevant. We say don't settle for the status quo. At Grand Canyon University, we shatter it. We lead with a pioneering spirit in classrooms that are incubated for gold.
I don't know if I've seen that name or not. My fucking shit's hesitating.
On campus, online, and hybrid learning environments.
This